Let's talk about therapy. If you've never been to therapy, I would highly recommend it. Therapy has changed my life so many times, whether it's been a personal issue, like with a family member, or even an issue with somebody like at work. A therapist can help you talk through almost any issue you have. Look, you might be dealing with a breakup, or it could even just be the state of the world. There are so many things in our lives that can cause anxiety and stress and even depression. And telehealth has made mental health care more convenient and accessible for millions of people. However, critical challenges like finding a good therapist, scheduling that appointment, the expensive out of pocket costs still keep a lot of people from getting the care they need. Rula is on a mission to make high quality mental health care from a licensed professional easy and affordable for everyone. Rula's got you covered. They take most major insurance plans, and the average copay is only $15 a session. You can now get the quality you need when you need it at a price you can afford. Rula also sticks with you throughout the journey, so they make sure you get the best therapy and that you make progress. And with Rula, every provider is carefully vetted and chosen for their expertise. So you'll always know that you're in the hands of quality providers who are dedicated to making real progress in your care. The first step on your journey to mental well-being is easy. Rula starts by asking you a few questions, and you guys know how much I love a questionnaire. They ask you a question about what's important to you, like what are you looking for? And then they give you a list of licensed in-network providers who match your preferences. You can schedule your preferred time and meet with your therapist as soon as the next day in some cases. Also, most online therapy platforms focus on connecting clients with licensed therapists, but they also fall short when it comes to help with medication management. And some of us really need that aspect. Rula has a wide range of licensed professionals, including psychiatrists, who will help you get the care you need, including medication. Rula is the place to go for your mental health care, even if you're not sure exactly what you need. Thousands have already trusted Rula to support them on their journey toward improved mental health and overall well-being. Head on over to rula.com/pink shade to get started today. That's RULA.com/pink shade. And after you sign up, they'll say, "Where did you hear about us?" And please support our show and tell them we sent you. Again, that's rula.com, RULA.com/pink shade, and take the first step towards better mental health today. You deserve quality care from someone who cares. Hey y'all, welcome to Pink Shade. Today's episode's a little bit different. I am out of town this weekend, so I am giving you Love is Blind Season 8, Episode 7. All right, this is the first episode in the drop they did this past weekend. So this is Episode 7. Episodes 7, 8, and 9, well, 1 through 9, are over on Pink Shade Prime right now. You guys, Keisha and I are loving Love is Blind. We love it. This season is so much better than the last couple of seasons. And if you're missing Keisha on a Monday, this is your Keisha fix. Also, next Monday, Keisha and I will be back with Love After Lockup Crime Story, and we will cover the four former inmates that were covered on this past week and the upcoming week. So I'm still going to cover it. It'll just be 4 people at once next week. But enjoy this bonus episode of Love is Blind, Episode 7. And if you want to subscribe and get all the episodes, go on over to pinkshadepodcast.com, and you can find out there how to subscribe on Patreon, Supercast, Apple subscriptions, wherever you want to listen. Thanks. Hey, Keisha.
Hi, Mary Pay LaQuisha Gilbert.
Oh.
Sometimes I just want to give you a black girl middle names.
Okay.
Extra middle names. So bad.
Okay, listen, let's do it. LaQuisha, I'll take it.
Mary Payne LaQuisha Gilbert. So now I have to feel the need to give you a new middle name every time we record.
Okay, I like Qualandria.
Calandria? Wait a minute.
Qualandria. Quaylon's mother's name.
Quayla's mom. But there was also a girl that was on an episode of 16 and Pregnant. Mm-hmm. Her name was, but it was the same name, but spelled completely different.
It was Qualandria, but not, maybe it was a KW instead of a QA.
It was a C. And I cannot believe I did not, I cannot believe I did not clock that the first time we met Quaylen's mom. Calandria. But it was CLEO.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow. All right. Well, listen, if you want to give me a new name every episode, you're
I
gonna have to come
will.
up with a lot because all we do is talk to each other all day, every day on this here computer.
That is so funny.
Oh, I took the dogs so I went out last night. So when you guys are hearing this on Friday, this was the weekend before. But I went out last night, which is crazy for me. Went into the big city, the whole thing.
Mm.
Went to Heather McDonald's comedy show,
Mm.
and she had these other two girls on, and you probably know them. It's Andrea Lopez and Anna Roisman, and Anna Roisman especially does tons of Love Is Blind. She does like all the
Okay.
characters.
Oh.
So you probably recognize her. And then
Oh.
Andrea Lopez, you would recognize because she does a great like Teresa Giudice impression.
Oh, you met her?
Yeah. Yeah.
She's so spot on.
She's like, yeah.
When she does Teresa,
Yeah.
and it just like cracks me up. She's good. She's really good.
So she came out and did a Teresa bit, and then the Anna Roisman did like Hilaria Baldwin, and then Heather was Drew Barrymore interviewing them, like on the Drew Barrymore show. It was hilarious.
Well, she was touching and feeling them,
she
and
was
in
like
their hair and
hanging
everything.
all over them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they came back out and did a bit with Heather where they were Kris Kardashian and Khloe Kardashian.
Okay.
Not Khloe, Kourtney.
Okay.
Kourtney, because she came out like dressed like a rocker, Yes, and she was like,
yes.
Okay. It was really, really funny. And so then we hung out later. I went backstage and we did like that backstage, after party, whatever, because I'm friends with Heather. And oh my gosh, it was so fun. And there were so many random people there that like I can't even. We had a lot to talk about after all the random people left. I'll just put it that way. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have got to send a text because there is a puppy screaming at my door.
Oh, boo boo.
Do you hear him?
I could kind of hear it, but not as strong as it's about to be when my phone rings to tell me my dogs are ready at the groomer and I'm going to have to answer it. So you guys, you know what? When you podcast 6 hours a day and it's Sunday, I did get up and take them this morning, but I was a little hungover, which is not ideal when it's sheets of rain coming down and you have to take the dogs to the groomer.
No, that does not sound like fun at all.
And Ginger's in a full fucking panic in the backseat, like running back and forth, like crying in the backseat of my car, wet. It was just something.
She is so funny to me. I bless her heart, but when you tell me the stories about her, it makes me giggle a little bit. But I'll tell you what, I know I told you that we were taking the nieces and the nephews to go see Fraggle Rock.
Yeah. Was it so fun?
I was so excited. Yeah. Girl.
Oh.
$300+ worth of tickets. $100 to get shirts made together.
Yes, yeah, your outfits.
Matching shirts and matching bows. I saw 10 minutes of the show.
No.
When I say they clowned us, Mary Payne. They clowned us. They clowned us so hard on the way home. Me and my mom goes, we should have probably stopped and bought us like some cake or some donuts or something because we earned it. And I was thinking these girl, they did us so dirty.
Those girls, I told them they were not into it.
The ringleader was the baby, the 1-year-old who last minute got an invite from my mom. Girl, he knew all the ushers' names. He knew all the staff because we were out in the lobby, he and I. He's walking up the stairs backwards. It just was like a shit show.
So
10 minutes of the show.
If he wasn't there, would you have more fun?
So I don't know, because when I was out with him, my mom said that my middle niece, who's 3, acted a fucking fool in there. I want to sit in your lap. I don't want to sit in your lap. I can't see. I want to go over there. I want to go right here. I want partner. I was like, holy shit, boss. We finally, when I went back in there, I thought he would be good. So I handed him a bottle and he would.
I love when they do that. They go like, woo, they go like stiff. So you can't hold them. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I looked at my mom and said, are you ready to go? She goes, hell yeah. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I'm dying. Did you at least get some cute pictures?
Girl. That was even worse.
Oh no.
Literally. So we took them to like this area to kind of like walk around, hang out after we left. Right. And I was like, I want to get a picture. It was like trying to wrestle squirrels to get pictures. The 3-year-old niece would not have it. And then when we finally thought we got pictures, I realized my mom was just doing videos. I looked at my phone and said, Mom, you did all videos. Like, there's no fucking pictures. Yeah. Yeah. We were tired last night when we got home. Tired. Very tired.
All right. Here's what you're going to do with those pictures. You're going to get the video. You're going to condense it down to like the 1 second before and after where you're posing or whatever. And then make it like a boomerang. And that's your picture.
I was able to capture one part of the video, took a screenshot.
Yeah.
And got a picture from that. I'll have to send you the video so you can see how they acted trying to do a picture.
You sent me that that video one time of them at a Easter photo shoot.
Girl,
it was so bad. The one was like with the mean face.
It was so bad. I was just like, what is wrong with you guys? Like, what is, and then yesterday they had the audacity. I turned around and looked in the back seat because they're so loud, like cackling hens in the back. All of a sudden I see one cock to the side and the other one's got her mouth wide open, like two drunks in the back seat. They were just knocked out. I'm like, but they make for funny stories. But
oh my gosh. Okay. Well, this Fraggle Rock still slapped like it used to. I used to love Fraggle Rock.
I saw 2 songs.
Oh, okay. So you're not really even sure if it was good.
I saw 10 minutes of the show.
Wow. But you didn't stay for the whole show.
We left at intermission.
Okay. And they thought that was the end, so it was fine.
We didn't care if they thought it was the end or not.
I have heard lots of people have said that before. Like, wherever we go, we stay till intermission. Like, it's over. And they don't know.
Yeah.
Because
they really don't know. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So good times. Too old for this shit.
Well, so anyway, guys, if you hear my phone dinging, whatever, the point is, I don't know how we got to where we got.
We are dog moms. We're dog moms.
We're dog moms. Your aunties.
We're wives. We're aunties. We're all the things. You know, podcasters.
This is Love is Blind season 8, episode 7. Now, on my screener, it said untitled. But then I know it has a title.
It had a title. I just don't remember what it was.
I don't either.
But it did.
It did. Because my screener said untitled. And then I was like, huh. And then later on when I hit pause, there was a title there. So I was like, I guess they came up with the title while I was watching it. I don't know.
I barely got episode 7.
Really?
Yeah. I did not get it till like last night. I had to email them and say, I need the rest of the screeners.
Yeah.
Then they sent me the rest of them with the exception of episode 7 was still locked. So thank God whoever was working on the weekends.
Yeah. Okay.
I got all of them except for 7. So
which is the one that I need. Yeah. Okay. So did you get 7, 8, 9?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't get the rest because like last time everybody got 1 through 9, except for us, we got 1 through 6. And then we had to ask. And it was because we got ours earlier. I don't know. It's a mess. All right. This episode is pretty boring. So, we've wasted enough time talking. So we open up with Taylor and Daniel are talking like where we left them at the end of episode 6, that huge cliffhanger. Yeah. And we open up with these words. Taco Bell, registered nurse, family faith, mutual friends. And he's like, no, I don't remember following you. And if I would have told production. And he says, I mean, he goes, it's possible, but I really do remember faces and I really do remember Instagram handles and I would remember. And he says, cheating the system, I wouldn't have done that. And I'd be the shittiest of people if I went through the whole process and knew what you looked like.
I 100% believe him.
I do too.
But he was scared to death. He was like, what if this one time I don't remember and I really did follow this person? Like you could tell he was really, really nervous. But at the same time, he handled it very well. Because he was like up and left.
I mean, I would have been like, I just can't remember 4 months ago who I followed and unfollowed for one day on Instagram. I know I unfollowed Kanye, but that's all I can remember.
Right. And he's like sitting here like, she's asking me to prove something that I have no way of proving. I would have been like, she's a little bit crazy. She got fucking half a Taco Bell tattoo on her bottom lip. I'm gone. I'm out. I'm done.
I hope she gets a fucking Taco Bell brand deal. Because it's all over her Instagram and everything. Like she fucking, she loves Taco Bell. I mean, she got a tattoo. She loves Taco Bell.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I mean, I got to tattoo my kid's name because I really, really love her. So
Right.
I guess this is the equivalent for Taco Bell and her relationship with him.
It's crazy. So, all right. So she goes, I have a followers app. So she's trying to
Hmm.
like, I have a followers app. I can see who follows me. And he goes, okay.
Yeah,
And he goes, she goes, if I look there and I see you there, and he goes, well, that'll suck. So the
yeah.
producer comes over and says, if you want to find out the answer, we can give you your phone. And she goes, okay. So she looks at her phone and he goes, if I'm there, I hope you truly know I came in here with nothing. I didn't know what you look like. So she's looking. And finally she goes, is there Wi-Fi?
Right.
And then she goes, Bueller. And he says, Bueller. The name of the
You'll have
title
to
of the
take some.
episode was Bueller. I just remembered.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So she goes, Bueller. And he goes, Bueller. And they're like, oh my God,
Yeah, there's some
funny.
vodka. Yeah.
And by the way, her Instagram profile didn't say, I like Bueller, Ferris Bueller. I mean, you know what I mean? So
Because
it's like,
I'm surprised she didn't say, how do you know that?
how did you know I like Ferris Bueller?
When did you watch it? When did you watch the movie?
So she can't figure it out. She's like, I just don't see anything. I can't find it. And he goes, okay. And he goes, I mean, I hope we're okay now. I still want to go to Honduras with you.
Right.
And they hug it out. And that's that.
It was crazy. Like she went paranoid. I don't know where the paranoia came from.
She said she's an overthinker, and she is.
Okay, this is not even overthinking. This is making shit up in your head to drive yourself crazy because this makes zero sense at all. It's like, what? I don't get it. Like she had a flash in her head of a possible picture
Yeah.
that she saw that any man could have taken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like we were talking about the different pictures, I'm like, wouldn't you have remembered the Christmas picture? He's got white hair, white beard, and Mariah Carey on his damn wall.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You're just like, she literally, it's like she had a bad dream. And she woke up and she's like, this has to be, which we do that sometimes. You know what I mean?
I wake up and get so mad at Dave. I'm like, you
Me
cheated
too.
on me, and he's this, and he's like, I was
Something,
just like
yeah.
asleep. I don't know. Yeah.
We do that. So that would have made more sense that she said, I had this dream. Then I would have been like, I get it. But this right here, I don't know. It's just odd.
We see Nick and Vanessa, and they say 5 couples have fallen in love and gotten engaged. Monica and Joey, Taylor and Daniel, Virginia and Devin, Sarah and Ben, Dave and Lauren. Okay.
Got it.
So they had all these extra people for no fucking reason because they still gave us the same amount of couples.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They could have added one more couple because I bet there were a couple others that got engaged that they just didn't think were interesting or whatever. But
I would love to know how they gauge like who's going to be. I mean,
yeah.
What do these people have? Other people have to do to make the team?
Exactly. I don't know.
We have no idea.
I have no idea. It's
I don't know.
Crazy.
It is.
They're headed to Honduras, where they will find out if their physical connection is as strong as their emotional love. And their weddings are 4 weeks away, and they will face some serious tests. Is love truly enough to conquer it all? Is love blind?
Okay. You know what we're going to do at the end of the season? You and I, we're just going to I'm going to either have to fly to you or you're going to have to fly to me.
Okay.
We are going to have someone do a whole production of us doing exactly what Nick and Vanessa do.
Okay.
But we're doing it, and we're going to send it to Netflix and say, look, this is our rate, which is way lower than what you're paying them. And look at all the charisma that the two of us have. So we can get to book this gig.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we can book this gig, Mary Pay, because that is the gig for us. I'm telling
you. You know what, Keisha? We got to start wearing our t-shirts. Remember, you got those matching t-shirts. Can we why don't we wear those when we record episode 8, which is tomorrow? Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So Dev and so they're getting out of the cars in Honduras.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that Joey got out of the car with like a mini skateboard?
Wasn't it orange or something like that?
Yeah, he's carrying like a mini skateboard. Those are called something, those mini skateboards. I can't remember because my son had one, but I can't remember what they're called now.
Well, the fact that you said your son had one.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's pretty small.
So Devin and Virginia sit, and he's explaining his tattoos to her, which I thought was kind of interesting. He has an entire sleeve that's all dedicated to Kobe Bryant. Mm-hmm. It has like Mamba mentality. And he also likes big cats. So he's got a bunch of lions and whatnot over here. Mm-hmm. And on one of his legs, it's just all cartoons. And she goes, oh, you like cartoons? He goes, no, These are all from like when I was a kid. So maybe that explains that weird thing on the back of his knee that looks like a bowling ball.
Nothing explains that weird thing on the back of his knee. When you
Um,
sent me that, I'm like, is that a coconut or is it a bowling ball? Like, what is it and why is it there?
I want you guys to the picture that goes with this episode, unless you're listening on Apple and then you don't get the picture, sorry. If you're listening on Patreon and Supercast, the picture that goes with this episode is a picture of his leg with me pointing an arrow to what is this? That is the picture
Yeah,
of
it
this
was very
episode.
odd. I
Mhm.
mean, here's the thing. We all have, the majority of us, I'm including myself, have that one bad tattoo, and that one is his.
I don't have a bad tattoo. I just have a tattoo that I wish was 10 times smaller, and it's this one. I just wish it was 10 times
Oh,
smaller. I wish it was
mhm.
really, really tiny, but it's way too big.
I have a bad tattoo.
I'm sorry. What is it?
It it is a half moon,
Uh-huh.
half sun, and there's stars in it. So it
Okay.
was literally a keychain that I loved, and I was like, I want this keychain.
Okay.
But it's so circular. It people have thought it was cookies, soccer
Okay.
balls.
Uh-huh.
It just looks bad. It needs to be redone and added onto it. But if I add on too much, it's going to be big. And I
Yeah.
don't want it to be big. And I don't know if I want to have it totally removed either. So
It's supposed to hurt really, really bad to have something removed.
I remember you telling me that last week.
Yeah, you
We
burn
were
your
talking
skin
about
off.
Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound
And
cute to me.
Anna and I have this one matching.
Mm-hmm.
Hers is even bigger. But she, I mean,
Really? I'm
yeah,
shocked to hear
I
that.
know. I mean, she only has 400 tattoos, but I'd love to like remove it and then like redo it 1/3 of the size and just put it over here instead. You know what I mean? Just
Mm.
like to just because I wouldn't want to put another one in that spot after I burn all that
Mm-hmm.
skin off, you know?
Right.
Anyway, that's whatever. He likes his tattoos. One of them looks like a bowling
Yeah.
ball. We're not sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about therapy. If you've never been to therapy, I would highly recommend it. Therapy has changed my life so many times, whether it's been a personal issue, like with a family member, or even an issue with somebody like at work. A therapist can help you talk through almost any issue you have. Look, you might be dealing with a breakup, or it could even just be the state of the world. There are so many things in our lives that can cause anxiety and stress and even depression. And telehealth has made mental health care more convenient and accessible for millions of people. However, critical challenges like finding a good therapist, scheduling that appointment, the expensive out of pocket costs still keep a lot of people from getting the care they need. Rula is on a mission to make high quality mental health care from a licensed professional easy and affordable for everyone. Rula's got you covered. They take most major insurance plans, and the average copay is only $15 a session. You can now get the quality you need when you need it at a price you can afford. Rula also sticks with you throughout the journey, so they make sure you get the best therapy and that you make progress. And with Rula, every provider is carefully vetted and chosen for their expertise. So you'll always know that you're in the hands of quality providers who are dedicated to making real progress in your care. The first step on your journey to mental well-being is easy. Rula starts by asking you a few questions, and you guys know how much I love a questionnaire. They ask you a question about what's important to you, like what are you looking for? And then they give you a list of licensed in-network providers who match your preferences. You can schedule your preferred time and meet with your therapist as soon as the next day in some cases. Also, most online therapy platforms focus on connecting clients with licensed therapists, but they also fall short when it comes to help with medication management. And some of us really need that aspect. Rula has a wide range of licensed professionals, including psychiatrists, who will help you get the care you need, including medication. Rula is the place to go for your mental health care, even if you're not sure exactly what you need. Thousands have already trusted Rula to support them on their journey toward improved mental health and overall well-being. Head on over to rula.com/pink shade to get started today. That's RULA.com/pink shade. And after you sign up, they'll say, "Where did you hear about us?" And please support our show and tell them we sent you. Again, that's rula.com, RULA.com/pink shade, and take the first step towards better mental health today. You deserve quality care from someone who cares. All right, I've told y'all, when it comes to grocery shopping and meal planning, I've got a problem, and it is the amount of people in my house and their different needs. Some people need breakfast, some people just need lunch, some people need snacks, sometimes 4 people need dinner or no people. So my problem has been solved with Hungry Root. It is the easiest way to eat healthy. It's like having your own personal shopper and nutritionist all wrapped into one. They take care of your weekly grocery shopping. They recommend these healthy groceries and meals, and you go into the website and you pick the healthy meals that you want. How many? Like sometimes I need 4 dinners or just 1, depending on who's home and what they need. And then you can apply that credit towards getting different snacks. Let me tell you what we had this week that was delicious. We made the quickest and easiest Caesar salad for lunch for me and my husband, and it was enough for 4 people, so we had it for 2 days. It was delicious. It was quick. It was easy, and that is what we need. They also sent us this really delicious Himalayan sea salt popcorn. Really good, and a little chocolate. You know I love that. So you're going to love Hungry Root as much as I do. Take advantage of this exclusive offer, and for a limited time, you'll get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. I love to pick my free item, y'all. Go to hungryroot.com/pinkshade and use code pinkshade. That's hungryroot.com/pinkshade, code pinkshade to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/pinkshade, code pinkshade. What do you think about his necklace? Have you noticed the necklace? Because when I watched it the second time, I noticed it even more than I noticed it the first time. It's just like a
Mary
gold.
Payne, they're so goddamn boring. Them as a couple.
I know.
It is like just watching sugar cookie dough. That's what they remind me of, just sugar cookie dough.
Yeah.
They do.
His necklace is a gold chain and has a square hanging like ruby.
Oh.
And if it was, it would be like 4 carats if it was real. So it's pretty sizable. It's a square ruby on a chain. So first I was like, oh, maybe this is the thing they do where they make the guys wear necklaces for microphones.
Okay.
But no other guy has it. So no.
I think that once you go to the meeting after you have beat Advil addiction, that's what they give you.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you get the coins at AA?
Yeah.
That's what you get for Advil addiction. Yes. That's what it is.
Perfect.
I've seen it before.
All right. So they chat and she's saying, she likes R&B, and he goes, just not the same as me. And he's like, because I'm younger, like you. She's like, oh my God. So they kind of joke. They joke about their ages. She's 33. He's 28. And she says, yeah, like I'm attracted to him. I feel like I lucked out. Yeah. And he tells her, well, look, you look way better than what I thought. Like you, like way better. And she's like, really? And he says, yeah. And she goes, yeah. And you don't look like young. You look like grown and sexy.
There is nothing to that. Like, there's no like heavy conversation. There's nothing like they're not funny. She constantly was playing with her hair.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you this girl has no personality.
The only thing that is interesting about these two is later on, I do think they were having sex in the pool while the cameras watched.
Girl, I was wondering the same thing.
It definitely seemed like they were. It
seemed like they were most definitely doing
something. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Last night, I was texting with Jake and Matt, and Jake said, can you please tell me that Devin and Virginia get more interesting in episode 7? I wrote back and I said, I do think they fuck in the pool while the camera is watching. So that's the only thing that would make them interesting, I think.
Well, it didn't even make them interesting because we weren't 100% sure they were fucking in the pool.
Yeah, but at least maybe they got a little something going on.
Okay, but they need to bring a little bit more because they are boring.
They are. All right, Dave and Lauren. So he asked her, he says, did you have time to sleep on the plane? And she says, yeah. She goes, then we landed and I had time to regroup. And I went and got my nails done. And she's talking about that he didn't care. And she says, and I got a bikini wax and I was told I can't have sex for 24 hours. And I'm bummed because I was looking forward to that.
Why did that come out gross? Like I that grossed me out when she said that for some odd reason. I don't know why. It just did. Maybe it's because I can't stand her, but it just grossed me out. Just all of it.
Well, somebody said I think Kate Casey, I've been talking to so many people about the show. Kate Casey was like, I've never even heard that. I was like, well, I've never had a bikini wax, so I don't know. But I did look it up, and it says yes, you should not have sex 24 to 48 hours because of the friction. The friction would like give you a rash or something.
Okay, that's the full when you just snatch bald. I've never had one, so I don't know.
Bikini wax, I mean, it could just be on the sides. I don't know, but it does say that on the internet that is true.
Okay.
So
we didn't need to know that from her, though.
No, we didn't. That's gross. I mean, she didn't even need to say I got a bikini wax. Like, that's TMI.
Well, he didn't. This look on his face was like, okay.
I don't need to know that you have a hairy bush and you got it. I mean, so sorry. That was gross. I'm sorry.
I love it.
I'm sorry. So, Kate and I agreed, okay, that if you or I or any woman in the world said to your man, yeah, they told me I couldn't have sex for 24 hours, then I would be, any man would go, okay, it's 9 a.m. So tomorrow, 9 a.m., we're good to go. I mean, my husband would have literally been
my husband
my iPhone and set a clock because 24 hours, boom, 24 hours, it's on.
Yes. Well, she could have just like made it a flirty situation and just like flirted with him all night long, made him think he was going to get some, kind of teasing him up and then still making him wait. I think that would have been like a little bit more fun than, I got a bikini wax, so I can't do.
Yeah, because I may get a rash on my vagina. Ooh,
that's
sexy.
So not attractive. Yeah, and maybe that's what it was. It just was so not sexy at all, you know?
So, all right. So anyway, he doesn't say like, okay, girl, 24 hours, me and you. So
yeah.
Sarah and Ben, they go in, they stand in the mirror and look at each other. They pop champagne. They seem very into each other. They make out. And the talking head, she says, Ben gives her the butterflies. Now, I want everybody to know that at the end of this episode, I should have said it at the beginning, at the end of this episode, there will be a spoiler corner because I have a bunkie that has been DMing me who lives in Minneapolis and has the scoop. Well, you'll find out at the end of this episode. Okay.
Damn.
That's right, girl. You got to listen.
I got to wait too.
You got to wait too. So, blah, blah, blah. Taylor and Daniel, they're unpacking. And she says, I wish we could play Taylor Swift, but Netflix can't afford that. They only can afford that 13 seconds of Billie Eilish. They can't afford, you can't be playing Taylor Swift.
Well, I mean, they play Ariana Grande this episode. I mean, they are upping it. We had Jason Mraz, Coldplay, the Bangles.
No.
I mean,
it wasn't the Bangles.
The Go-Go's?
It was Belinda Carlisle, yes. Mad about you, mad about
whatever.
you.
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus, yeah.
Miley Cyrus?
Yeah.
I mean, rolling in the dough.
I really can't believe my dogs aren't ready yet. They've been at the groomer for 4 hours. Okay. Good God. Ginger is not going to eat for 3 days after this. Okay. So
she's going on strike.
She's going
emotional
on strike.
damage.
Yeah. So they talk about buying a Christmas ornament from every place they visit, which I do that too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we got I didn't get a Christmas ornament from Jamaica, but I did get like a little Christmas tree that'll light up. And so when I put it in my Christmas tree collection, I'll be like, I got this one to Jamaica. Okay. So he goes in the bathroom. He's like, I got to pee. And she's like, oh my gosh, run the water. And they kind of joke. He's like, first time I'm peeing in front of you. Ha ha. And then he comes out and she goes, wash your hands.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that's so mean.
I would be like, that's and you're on your best behavior when you're with somebody like that. It seems like you would automatically wash your hands, even if you normally don't, because you know you're supposed to.
Well, he's feeling like super comfortable. I mean, look, the bitch just played crazy with him. He didn't even know he was going to make it on this trip. He's like, fuck personal hygiene. Yeah, just be glad I came. Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, that was pretty funny though.
So, Monica and Joey, they're talking about his long hair and, she likes Tarzan. He's like, oh yeah, you said that to me. She's like, I can't even remember like what I said. It was such a blur. Oh my God. They both just scream. I'm like, you guys need to
bring it,
take it down.
And I think Tarzan's hair looked a lot cleaner than Joey's hair looks.
And way longer.
His hair does it.
Jake and Matt, I just listened to their episode 1 recap and because I was trying to take a nap, and that's what I do when I'm trying to take a nap is I put on somebody that I know's podcast so that I go to sleep because I'm used to their voice. And so they did say that they thought he was like so hot, and they were like,
what?
They did. They were like, just remember like Taylor and Garrett and how like Garrett was such a nerd. He had that big birthmark on his head. His head was shaved like a total Poindexter. And
Yeah.
then when Taylor got a hold of him, now he's like in Fashion Week. So they're like, I think if somebody could just get a hold of him, he would look really good because he's very like Nordic looking. And they're like, he's the most Minnesota person on the show, they said.
I mean, maybe with the makeover and they sew his mouth shut, maybe he'd be good looking. But I'm like, no matter how good looking is, you still gotta deal with that cornball personality, and it's a lot.
That's true. So they're laughing hysterically, and she says she's 5'10", and she was kind of worried about meeting a guy. But what if she matched with Daniel?
Daniel, I know.
What if that would happen?
I would have loved that. I would love if she would have picked them up. That would have been really cute.
And then get in my pocket. Let's go.
Exactly. And she so would do that.
She's like, get on my back. Let's go. So he was like, oh my God. She's like, I'm always so worried. Like any guy that I meet is going to think that I'm like an Amazon. He goes, no, like I'm 6'1". It's perfect, and they do look really good together. Now Dave and Lauren, they go to the spa, they get into some sort of warm tub, and I'm surprised she didn't go. I'm not allowed to get in the hot tub with my bikini wax.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, why is she getting in not just water, hot water, after this whole disclaimer about the do's and don'ts after you get bikini wax?
The only thing that would be allowed would be like a cold plunge.
That's what I would think.
Yeah.
I would think he shouldn't be like submerged in a body of water.
I think so too. Yeah. I mean, listen, we're going to follow the rules. We're going to follow all the rules.
All of them.
So they get in the hot tub or whatever, and they kiss. And he's like kind of got his hand on her and stuff. And he's like, am I being too comfortable? And she's no, like, I like it. It's totally fine. And she goes, on a scale of 1 to 10, how awkward am I? And he goes, no, I don't think you are at all. But, it is really weird. And it is really weird. It's really weird. And I wouldn't have like first night gone in a hot tub with somebody, bikini wax or not. I would have been like, let's just sit out here, have some wine and talk, and then sleep with a pillow wall. And tomorrow, let's just see how we feel. I mean,
I do that, and I've been married 10 years.
Me too.
Would have done the same thing.
Like, oh my God, me too. I love my pillow wall. That way, no matter which way I turn, I got a buffer on either side.
Yep.
Oh my God. So, in the talking head, she says, I've never felt so attached to somebody like this. Like, this is my fiance. It should come natural and make sense. But then I realized, like, I just met this person. Literally just, weird. Yep. All right. Taylor and Daniel get in their outdoor pool or hot tub. I couldn't tell what it was, but they were just getting in it. So maybe it was warm. And I wonder if they tell them you can get in the hot tub, but you can't turn on the bubbles because it would be too loud,
Probably so.
Yeah. So he's talking, like looking forward and talking, and she's just really staring at him. And that's what I would think I would be doing too, is staring at them when they're not looking.
So you could get like,
yeah,
his left ear is a little bit bigger than his right ear. Yeah. Like you're kind of scanning, thinking about what your children could possibly look like. Yes. Like, well, I don't want a baby who has a bigger left ear than the right ear. Yes. You just really got a chance. Yeah. I'd have on sunglasses always, just so I could be looking at them and they don't even realize that I'm looking at
I'm studying it. I'm studying it. Yeah, I'm like, he needs to like trim his nose hairs or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that mole has a hair growing out of it. I don't like that.
We need to get that checked. Yeah. We need to get that mole checked.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
So she's like, this is going to be wild, like to wake up next to you. And he goes, I know. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. And she goes, and you're going to see me without my makeup on. And they talk about how crazy it is to talk in person and how it's easier for them to like talk and look away because then they can like place the voice. And I had a Bunky reach out to me one time and I think it was last season, said that she dated a guy long distance, like met on the internet and dated a long distance for like a year. And then when they finally met in person, it was the chemistry wasn't there or whatever. And that was fine because they kind of agreed on it. But she said the best conversations they had in person was in bed at night with the lights off, like staring at the ceiling, because it was so much like being online. They couldn't see each other.
I had that experience, but I was in high school, talked to a guy for like a week, 2 weeks, just over the phone. Everything was great. Then we met in person, zero chemistry.
Yeah.
But we both recognized there was zero chemistry. So it's like, oh, okay, we're good. Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird.
Really is weird. Yeah.
And so they're talking about that. Like maybe we'll just like look away from each other when we're talking or whatever. And then they get into bed and they kiss and they turn off the lights and they giggle. Okay.
Yeah.
Sarah and Ben, he's doing a lot of ninja moves on the bed. He's flopping, he's posing, yeah.
He likes to do a lot of things with it. Like, he's a theater kid, like, to the max with all of his expressions. He does the crazy legs. He runs a lot. He jumps. You know what I mean?
Here's something interesting. Ben and also Dave were baseball players at University of Minnesota. So they were college level baseball players, both of them. Now, I don't know if they are close to the same age or they knew that or whatever. But the word on the street about Ben is he was a complete dog, man whore, horrible person in college.
I can see it.
And I told, I met a bunkie last night, was at Heather McDonald's show, and I was just talking to her. We were talking about the show. And she was like, yeah, those baseball players think they're the shit and everything. She was like, you're talking about the guy that's so religious. I go, yeah. So religious, like can't abide by like gay people or whatever, but he's gonna like, fuck everything that moves or whatever.
Yep, I believe it. Nope, not surprised at all.
And Amy Archer said there's some controversy with Ben about the TikTok girl. She's like, there's this thing about the TikTok girl.
Ooh, what TikTok girl?
Can you please research the TikTok girl that's got the scoop on Ben?
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't know. Because Amy Archer was like, you know about the TikTok girl. I think that's why they break up. And I go, I don't know anything about a TikTok girl, and that's the reason they break up. I know nothing.
Okay. Yes, I will look that up.
All right, look that up. Okay, so he's posing and flopping around the bed, and they're in the hotel robes, and they're like, we're in matching outfits. I'm like, they came with the room. So
that is so funny.
They're cornballs, and so he was like, I'm a cuddly sleeper. And he goes, it's great because we're going to get the ceiling fan going and we're going to have the ocean breeze sound coming through. Yeah. And
I can get down with that.
I can get down. I love a high velocity ceiling fan that's just about to blow you out of the bed. I love it. And he goes, but, I didn't know what they would have here. So I did bring my own like portable box.
I respect that. I respect that. That is the only thing I like about Ben thus far.
Everywhere I go.
Yes.
I take my fan with me because this one, you guys, it literally go to my Amazon shop that's on my website or whatever, pinkshadepodcast.com. But this is the best one because you can sit it like this and you can do it. Then I have it by my bed every single night. I have it blowing directly on my vajay. Yeah. And I'm just like, so then if I turn it the other way, it's getting the back of my head. Love it.
Nice.
I like to be freezing cold and they're under a million blankets.
Me too. James doesn't understand it. I'm like, it's so cold. He's like, well, I'll turn. No, don't.
No, I want to be cold.
And he's like, well, can we cuddle? I'm like, no.
I just want to be in my blankies. Yeah.
Yes.
So they're talking about the fan. He shows her his portable fan. She thinks it's funny. And then as he's showing the fan, he knocks his glass over. And these two pull a Monica and Joey. They are laughing so hard about this.
So hard. Yeah.
It is as if he has told the world's funniest joke. Like,
yeah. And I would have been looking at him like, why can you not pull yourself together with this fucking tumbler? Like, why do you keep dropping it?
And why is this so fucking funny? Like, it's not that funny.
Yeah, I don't know. That's that new love.
I think
that's new love. Yeah.
This time of year, every cat is an indoor cat. And when it's freezing outside, I'm an indoor human. Okay, let's be honest. I'm an indoor human no matter what the weather. But if there's one thing that can really stink up being stuck inside, it's the litter box. Don't let that nasty smell ruin your winter wonderland. You got to switch to Pretty Litter. Okay, you guys know I don't have a cat, but one of my best friends, Sabrina, does. I gave her this Pretty Litter, and guess what? She told me it is the best litter they've ever had, and they just changed their monthly subscription over to Pretty Litter instead of whatever they were using before. She told me that this amazing non-clumping formula traps the odor and the moisture. It's ultra absorbent. She said it's low dust and lightweight, and she loved that one bag lasted a really long time, so she didn't have to have a bunch of these bags around. I'm telling you, she wrote me yesterday and said, thank you so much for giving me the Pretty Litter. We have now subscribed. So indoor cats and indoor humans can agree. Pretty Litter helps anybody's house smell fresh and clean. You're going to go to prettylitter.com/pinkshade and save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. That's prettylitter.com/pinkshade to save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. prettylitter.com/pinkshade. Terms and conditions apply. See site for details. All right, now speaking of goofballs, Monica and Joey are goofy in their room. and they're talking
Mhm.
about snoring, and she talks about her
Mhm.
sound machine. He's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, are you a heavy sleeper or a light sleeper?" And he's like, yeah, I don't know. And they scream, giggle, laugh,
Yeah.
slap each other across the face. I mean, they're just like, woo! Everything they do is like, they are
Level
hysterical.
25. Like all they if they don't make it, I give up on love.
Me too. These
I
two
give
have
up.
found their
Your
person.
person. Yes.
Yes.
Thank God.
Thank
Because
God, because
any other normal person would strangle the fuck out of both of them.
two other people have been saved. So
Yes.
so they laugh and scream and giggle uncontrollably about, are you a light sleeper or heavy sleeper? And he's like, I really like your eyes. She's like, you do? Everything's so great. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Relax. Okay.
So, yeah.
Virginia and Devin lay in the bed. She has Aquaphor all over her face,
Mm-hmm.
and they snuggle. The end.
That's it.
Okay.
Like, it is like, I don't know. How did they make the trip?
There's got to be a more interesting couple. Who did Dentist Brad end up with? That's what we need to know. And did she think he was?
Yeah.
Did she think he was cute in person? That's
I
what we need to know.
don't, because this couple right here just, I mean, Aquaphor, that is all we're going to talk about right now.
And he was like, "Oh, I
It's
put it on.
Aquaphor on your face.
I put it on my tattoo." She's like, "It's good for your skin." I was like,
That's it.
in the words of
Yeah.
Vicky Gumbelson, fall asleep. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Interesting.
Boring.
Very much.
So then Lauren and Dave are snuggled up and they kiss. And he's like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm kind of warm. Like, get away from me."
And he did not pick it up. He did not get
He's like,
the
"Wait,
message at all.
aren't girls usually cold?" And
Yeah.
then they talk some more about the emotional and the physical matching up. And he's like, "I feel so comfortable with you." And she's like, "Same." Kiss, kiss, kiss. And they gaze at each other. And that's it. Okay.
Like, they don't know how to have awkward silence, because every time there was awkward silence, he started kissing her. And it was making me very uncomfortable, because I'm like, didn't she just fucking say she was hot?
Mm-hmm. And
I would have thrown him out the bed.
He's doing a lot of arm rubbing.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like to be. James does that. He pets, and I literally screamed to him like 3 weeks ago. I'm like, I don't fucking like to be petted on. Stop it.
You know,
I don't. I barely like to be touched.
When Dave and I were first dating, we were over. I'll never forget this. We're at my friend Suzanne's house, having a day party or whatever, and I was sitting on the floor. Back when I used to be able to sit on the floor before I couldn't get up, I was sitting on the floor, and he's sitting behind me on a chair, and he was like playing with my hair like the whole time.
Yeah.
And it was real. I remember it was really bugging me.
Yeah.
Like quit touching my hair.
Yeah.
But he was just touching me. This is when we only saw each other like every 2 weeks. So he was like nonstop. La, 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 la.
Yeah. He was just getting all of you in. All of you in.
And at one point, my friend Suzanne goes, "Mary Payne, are you getting like a hairdo over there? What's happening?" I go, "I don't know." Now I'd kill for somebody to play. Now I'd kill for somebody to play with my hair.
That does sound good.
So, I think I was like embarrassed, like, quit touching me in front of my friends. Like, this is awkward, you know?
Okay. I get it. Yeah.
It's 25 years ago. I can't remember what I was thinking. Okay. So, now they do that thing in the morning where they self-tape, right?
Right.
So Sarah and Ben are like, first morning together. Woo! Things went great. You're not so bad yourself. So I'm like, did they bang?
I think they banged.
I think they did. And this is another conversation I had with Kate Casey over the weekend. She was like, none of these people are having sex. I said, I think most of them are, but they're all not saying it. They agreed not to say it because of like their parents or whatever, you know?
I think that the only couple not having sex is Taylor and Daniel. Because she's too busy trying to still figure out if he followed and unfollowed her. She still got that self-doubt, so she keeps checking that app, because that app kept scrolling and scrolling and scrolling.
Oh my God. I was like, girl,
like,
how many
can
followers
you not
you have?
type in their handle to see? Like, there's no way you can type it in just to see. I was like, yeah, I think everyone else is doing it.
Okay. Well, I was like, I think everybody's doing it and they're just pretending like they're not, because they don't want to go home. They don't want it to come out on film that they were doing it with somebody. Like, what if they don't marry them? I think their parents will be upset, like whatever.
That they were fucking?
Yeah.
I'd be more upset that you fucking got engaged to someone you knew for 3 days and hadn't seen them.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah. Okay. So they're like, first morning, woo, everything was great, whatever. Monica and Joey are laying in the bed. He says, oh, I like the noise machine. Wow. Woo. And she's like, woo. Um, Virginia and Devin, they just look at the view. She's got her eyes half open, looking at the view.
Oh my gosh.
Open your eyes, Virginia. Lauren and Dave, he's like, yeah, we had a good night. She pees a lot.
Why did okay, so that came up twice in this episode.
She must get up
I
like
need to
10
know
times
how many
to
times
pee.
I'm like, I need to know how many times she got up and pee. Does she have a urinary tract infection? What is
Right.
going on with her? Why does she have to throw a depend on her or something? Like, why is she getting up so, like, I would think that was weird.
Just like no water 2 hours before bed, Lauren. I can't deal with this. So neither one of them have gotten a good night's sleep because she's up all night, you know?
No, it may have been that bikini wax.
That bikini wax is making her pee a lot. She's
Should
got two
follow
reasons.
all the rules.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Taylor and Daniel, she's like, we had a good night. We thumb wrestled. And he goes, we did. And they kind of laugh and they go, we kept it G. We kept it rated G. All right.
I think they did.
I think they did thumb wrestle and they go to sleep. So Devin and Virginia go get a massage. Then they go for
matching swimwear,
white and purple swimwear.
Mm-hmm.
They're going for a walk, and he asked her, "Are you scared to get married in 4 weeks?" And she's like, "No." And she says, "I know my mom's gonna love you." He goes, "Oh yeah, I'm not worried about the family part at all. You know, I don't know. My word for us is just like easy. Like we're just easy." And he goes, "You know, I feel like I could tell you anything. Like I told you my terrible addiction, and I just feel like I could tell you anything." And she's like, "Yeah, I agree. Like, I just love you so much." He's like, "I love you too." And everything happens for a reason. And she goes, "I get giddy. Like every time you say you love me." Here's where I noticed the weird leg tattoo because it's the back of his knee. And he calls her, "Okay, Mrs. Buckets." So is his last name really Buckets? Because I thought he said Buckets. Like,
it is.
I thought Buckets was like a thing for like basketball. But let's look it up. Devin, because I follow everybody now. Devin Buckley. So he said, "I'm gonna call you Mrs. Buckets."
I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Yeah. Okay. Devin's got.
I don't get it. I don't get why he keeps bringing up this Advil thing. Like, unless you were like crushing up Advil and snorting it off of someone's fucking ass cheek, I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Yeah.
I would rather much hear about that too. That's exciting.
I'm still checking my email to see if I've gotten a bill from the dog groomer. You guys, this is speaking of boring, this is some boring shit, me looking for the dog groomer information. Okay. Lauren and Dave, he says to her, he says, "How was our first night? You think you can do it for the rest of your life?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I was very worried. I was like super paranoid about my snoring." And she goes, "No, honestly, it wasn't that bad." He's like, "Oh my God, that good." And she says, "You know, it's hard for me to be attracted to somebody physically and emotionally." And he goes, "Yeah, I've had the same thing in my life." And he says, "You know, the problem is I could meet someone, think they're cool, think I might ask them out. I look them up on Instagram and I'd be like, never mind." And he goes, "You know, and I'm trying not to be that person."
We can tell because you picked Lauren.
We can tell you're trying not to be that person because this is about the 400th time you've mentioned what an asshole you are. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Every time I see them, I feel like this was an arranged marriage and they're having to force themselves to get along. There's zero chemistry there.
I agree.
This is going to fall apart.
I think he's trying to push the chemistry by always pawing at her and touching her. Yeah.
And I don't think she finds him attractive at all.
It's interesting because it's sort of flipped as to what we thought. Like we thought he is not going to be into her at all, but she doesn't seem to be into him.
I think this is going to fall apart, and I can't wait to start falling apart. I have not watched ahead, so I don't know, but this is not going to work.
I've only watched ahead a little, and nobody has fallen apart in the little ahead that I've watched. I watched a little bit into episode 8. I haven't even finished episode 8. So, and he goes, "You know, it's stupid. Like, you know, you meet somebody, you look them up on Instagram, and then you pass on going on a date with that person because of whatever he goes, "It's really dumb." And he goes, "It could have been somebody great, you know." And he goes, "Engaged or not, this experiment has been really great for me personally, you know, to get out of that mindset." And she goes, "But we are engaged. Here we are." And he goes,
She's scary sometimes.
She is. And he goes, okay, yeah, you're right. And he goes, and it's going well. And
Mm.
thanks for being so communicative. Thank you.
Yeah, here we
And
go.
here
Here
we
we
go.
go.
Here we go. And he says, I just feel like I've known you for so long. It's weird. And she goes, yeah, that's why it's going to be like hard to explain to people. And they're like, we don't have to think about that yet. Be here now, all that. Okay.
Right.
Now, I would have told, there's people that don't know that they're on this experiment, but for like
Right.
your parents that you did tell or whatever, I would say,
Mhm.
watch a good season. Like think of a good
So you
season
know what it's about.
so you know what it's about, right?
Right.
So
Agreed.
they look at the dunk tank and he gets in. They don't even have any joy in the dunk tank.
Do you know how orgasmic it would have been for me to dunk producer James? Holy shit balls. How do I get one of those? I would even throw the thing. I would just keep pressing the button so he can keep dunking in. That would be like one of the best moments of my entire life. I would be rolling around in the sand laughing. Okay? They need to
Ima-
have fun at this.
Imagine Monica and Joey go to the dunk tank.
There would be no water left in the dunk tank. From splash, 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 splash.
They would both get
Jeez.
in it, sit on it together, and dunk themselves.
I think so too. Yes, yes. The wrong couple went to the dunk tank. Like they would have fucking lost their mind. They would have had concussions for like accidentally falling back on the tank.
Oh
Like,
my God.
they're a mess. We knocked ourselves out.
Oh my God. All right. So Sarah and Ben go out on a boat and then go snorkeling. And he's like, people aren't going to believe Love is Blind because they're going to see you and be like, she's a smoke show. And she goes, he's like, and they won't understand. I had no idea what you looked like. And she's like, I know. And I'm going to say, I know you don't agree with this, but I do think they're kind of a hot couple.
Okay.
I know they're not your cup of tea, but I think they're a hot couple. Okay.
Now I have a question. Why? Okay, so anytime someone is in the ocean, my anxiety goes high. Period. Point blank. Okay.
Oh, I don't go in the ocean. Yeah.
Yeah. I there's enough scary stuff up like outside. I don't need to be in the deep sea and discover all the shit down there too.
Right.
But when they first jumped in, they were both holding like a life jacket vest thingy.
Oh, I didn't see that. Mm-hmm.
But then it was gone and they were snorkeling.
Maybe they have them do that so that they can have something to hold on to float while they're getting their gear prepared. But they didn't have the snorkel that came out of the mouth. They just had the goggles.
Yeah, Mary Payne, they would have had to give me like an inflatable suit to get in that water. Like, yeah, there's just no, and they're just in there like they're fucking mermaids, just roaming around.
When we were in Jamaica, we did a boat thing for like 2 hours. And they got just way out there in the middle of the ocean. And Dave and John just jump off and snorkel. And they come back and they tell me. And the guy was like, "Oh, there's these certain kind of fish. They're like these brown long fish, and they're called passenger fish because they just attach to you, and they take a ride on you while you're." And I was like,
"Oh."
And Anna goes, "Well, I was gonna do it, and now I'm not." I was like, "I was never gonna do it. I'm gonna sit on this boat and get a tan, and you guys go ahead." Yeah,
man, I don't even like boats. Mm-mm.
Oh, I do love a boat ride.
I'm okay with water. I love seeing water from like afar, and that is no boats, no cruises, no.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I do love a boat ride. I do love a cruise.
Scary.
So Daniel and Taylor are going on a walk around the town, and they go sit on this pier and have a drink in those stupid fucking gold goblets. I mean, who's in charge of carrying those around on every excursion? Everywhere they go, they have those goblets everywhere. Who's in charge?
I understand what you're saying, but whatever they were drinking, even though we couldn't see it, but like all the ice, all the water that was dripping, it looked so refreshing. I'm like, I just want a sip of whatever it is.
She said G&Ts. She said G&Ts.
What is it? A gin and tonic?
Yeah, that's what she said. She was sipping G&Ts, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a grown lady drink. I couldn't drink that at all. I'm like, no.
I hate gin. I used to love a gin and tonic. Now I'm a vodka tonic girl. That's what got me in trouble last night.
You're a full-grown lady over there. I got to have lots of juice in my drink.
I get a vodka tonic with a splash of cran and 2 limes, and everybody's happy. It's good. and then you wake up with a hangover the next day because they're so good that you have a lot of them. So
Mhm.
he says his favorite part of the day was listening to Taylor Swift while they were getting ready because, they weren't filming it.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so he says, I've learned a lot, about you and Taylor Swift. And she's like, yeah, I am so glad like we came on this trip. And she says, I do feel really bad about
She
that whole
should.
Instagram thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she says, I regret the way I handled it. And he goes, that's the only way you could have handled it. Like, don't feel bad. I might have thought the same if I had that same idea. And she's like, you calmed my spiraling mind. It happens. It spirals.
Mm.
Now I notice that he's wearing a friendship bracelet. I think the girls made those and then they made those in the quarters when they were bored. I think they were all making friendship bracelets. Yeah,
And maybe they made one for the guy they were talking to.
maybe so. Yeah, because he's wearing one now.
Mm.
And she says, I've never covered so much groundwork in a relationship before. And
Right.
he was like, I feel like the luckiest guy in the world. And she says, you always say the best things. No one has ever spoke to me the way you do. Okay, I'm gonna cry. Cheers. So he's like, and he goes, I love you. And she goes, I just love the ring. And I love you. I mean, that's what I meant to say. I just love you and the ring.
Yeah.
And they play Justin Bieber's Holy, Holy, Holy. But
Yeah.
that ring is big. That ring
Yeah,
is
I
big.
think that's the biggest ring that I've seen on the show.
Yeah, it's big. I mean, it's probably like
Yeah.
a 2-carat solitaire.
It's nice.
Yeah. This time of year, every cat is an indoor cat. And when it's freezing outside, I'm an indoor human. Okay, let's be honest. I'm an indoor human no matter what the weather. But if there's one thing that can really stink up being stuck inside, it's the litter box. Don't let that nasty smell ruin your winter wonderland. You got to switch to Pretty Litter. Okay, you guys know I don't have a cat, but one of my best friends, Sabrina, does. I gave her this Pretty Litter, and guess what? She told me it is the best litter they've ever had, and they just changed their monthly subscription over to Pretty Litter instead of whatever they were using before. She told me that this amazing non-clumping formula traps the odor and the moisture. It's ultra absorbent. She said it's low dust and lightweight, and she loved that the one bag lasted a really long time, so she didn't have to have a bunch of these bags around. I'm telling you, she wrote me yesterday and said, thank you so much for giving me the Pretty Litter. We have now subscribed. So indoor cats and indoor humans can agree. Pretty Litter helps anybody's house smell fresh and clean. You're going to go to prettylitter.com/pinkshade and save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. That's prettylitter.com/pinkshade to save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. prettylitter.com/pinkshade. Terms and conditions apply. See site for details. So Monica and Joey, oh God, okay, here they go. So they're getting dessert at the bar. How do they not run into each other?
Say that again.
How are these couples not? There's 5 couples there. How are
Yeah.
these 10 people not running into each other at this very small resort? I looked it up. It's very small.
I feel like they have them doing different activities at the same time.
Yeah, so that they can't run into each other.
So they don't. They don't. Yeah.
Because they have to like officially, do the
Do the
official thing.
meetup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he says there's like a fireplace, right, that goes
Mhm.
between the bar and the other room. And he says, does that fireplace being off center bother you? They showed that 3 times and I could not see what was off center about it.
Well, because it was 3 logs.
Yeah.
So I guess he needs things to be like even. So it was like 2 logs like this and then a log like that. And there's some weird thing in the middle.
Because I was like, does he mean like there's too much space on this side? There's too little space on this side? Or did he mean because it's an odd number? He goes, does that bother you? And she goes, well, no, not until you said it, but now it kind of does. And he talks about his OCD. So I guess this is something the 2 of them have already discussed, his OCD. And he says, my theory behind why it happened, of course, was it was my way to control things. Because like if my sister was in the hospital or my parents were fighting about whatever, it would get worse. And he explains all of it, the counting, the having to touch something with this particular finger, like all of that. And he said he did a lot of exposure therapy on his own to sort of calm it, which is pretty interesting because he is a physician's associate, which we found out is the same as physician's assistant, which is a PA, which I love to see a PA other than the doctor.
Too. Yeah. Me too.
Or the nurse practitioner. Love it.
Yep.
So, he does have he is a very
career.
He's a very smart guy with a good career, but it's interesting that he did exposure therapy, he did it like all on his own.
I know.
I know. Because I know producer James has OCD. Has he done exposure therapy too?
No, we do all the things.
Okay. Because exposure therapy is like if you're terrified of elevators, you
Hmm.
have to go once a
Hmm.
week and get on an elevator or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah,
We've done all the things.
all the things. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, okay. Da 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 da. All right. So Virginia and Devin,
Uh-uh.
they sit by the
Huh?
pool. They sit by
What?
the pool.
Yeah.
They eat chocolate covered strawberries.
I want them to talk about something.
I love chocolate covered strawberries. You do? I
Yeah.
do. Yeah, I do. Uh-huh.
Like there's nothing.
They
I
both
don't
say,
get it.
she's like, I'm just so relaxed and so happy. And he goes, me too. We're happy to be together. Yeah. And then they get in the pool and then maybe they are banging in the pool. It does seem like there was some movement
There was movement. Either she was riding it or she was stroking it.
because he was looking at her in her eyes like,
Yeah.
yes, girl, do it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the most excitement. And that wasn't even that exciting, but that's the most excitement that we've gotten out of these two.
It just gave us something to talk about, really.
For a second.
For a second. Now it's over. Dave and Lauren go on a boat. His sunglasses, tell me you're a baseball player without telling me you're a baseball player. Oh my God.
Oh, yes.
Woo!
Yes, definitely. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Which I can say I liked her bikini and the pants that she had on.
Yeah.
She looked,
all these girls have got good bods.
yeah. I hate them.
He has terrible sunglasses. They talk about sharing the bed. They're still talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
And as Talking Eddie goes, we haven't had sex, but I've seen her naked. So,
well, she had to show him her bikini wax.
Right. She was like, can we check for the rash?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he says, she's not there yet. That's fine. When she's comfortable and ready, I'll be, ready to go.
When she starts thinking you're cute, maybe she'll be ready.
If you quit stroking her arm, she might be.
Right.
And they talk about, the two of them were talking and they're like, this has just been so easy. And it's so nice to like chat before we go to bed and nothing's giving me like a weird feeling. Like he goes, nothing's giving me the, oh God, I hate this so much. And she goes, right. Okay, that's good. And then he goes, except for maybe your new hair.
You didn't, what? I didn't get that.
Because her hair was pulled out those French braids. Yeah.
I thought it was cute. He didn't like it.
We're on a boat. Like, it's hot. I'm going to pull my hair back instead of just doing a ponytail. Yeah.
He didn't like it. Because I was confused, but I'm like, well, what?
Yeah. It was just, he's just being a dick, just to see. Yeah.
Was this the equivalent of what's wrong with you? Why are you here? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he goes, and she's like, and he goes, it's been fun. It's been easy. And he says, it is kind of weird because I know both of your exes. And she goes, yeah, but like, I wouldn't even say they're exes. And he goes, I don't know them well. And she goes, yeah, you just like sort of know of them. And he goes, but I really don't want this to affect our relationship. And she says, so are you looking at them like those guys? And like, why were you into those guys and also into me? Because maybe one guy's like a hippie, maybe one's like a black guy, maybe it's they're like obviously so different than him.
Right.
And he goes, no, you've explained like you've always been attracted to a lot of different kind of people and you don't really have a type or whatever. And she goes, yeah, the whole process of like being on the show or not being on the show was months long. And I started talking to this guy a couple of months before. And I remember thinking, all right, if things progress with this guy, then I won't go on the show to be like looking for a fiance. But the more time I spent with him, I knew I wasn't really into the relationship. This is someone I want to see things through with. I knew he wasn't my person. He never was my boyfriend. He never met any of my friends. I didn't meet his. It was just casual.
They were fucking.
It was just a fuck buddy. Okay.
Yeah.
So in the talking head, she says, Dave asked me who I dated before we came here. And I said I was talking to somebody, but not like dating him. We were just hooking up. Okay.
Yeah.
And Dave has mutual friends with him, which is kind of weird, but it's not. They're living there's single people of a certain age in the same city.
Right.
And she goes, and I have a good guy friend who lives with the guy that I also used to date. And Dave knows him too. So Dave says to her, he goes, yeah, I've dated, but I haven't had a girlfriend in like 4 years. And I kind of thought everybody on the experiment thought everybody was in the same situation. And,
Right.
he goes, and I also kind of held it against Molly in the pods because she said she had just gotten out of a serious thing 6 months before. And I thought that was close, but yours is even closer. And Lauren goes,
I mean, he's kind of right, though. When
yeah,
you
he
think
is.
about it, it's like you just got out of a situationship and now you want to get engaged to a
Yeah.
stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lauren goes, wait, Molly said she'd never had a boyfriend.
I clocked that too. Mm-hmm.
And he goes, well, she said it was off and on. But remember, Molly said,
Mm-hmm.
didn't Molly say she had been a part of like a cheating situation?
She did.
Yeah.
Where she was the side chick.
Mm-hmm. And so he says, in his talking head, he says, in my head, I think, how can you go from seeing someone so recently and then be ready for marriage?
I agree.
He says, it seems like a huge step in between.
It does.
And he said, it's tough. It's tough. And he's right.
Mm-hmm. I agree with him 100%. I really do.
Don't make us agree with Dave. Now, come on now.
I hate it when people do that. I'm like, I'm trying to hate this person, and now you're making me like them.
I know.
But here's the thing, I like him more than I like her.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I told Kate Casey that, and she just couldn't believe it. She was like, what?
Really?
I was like, Kate, she's
unlikable.
Horrible. She is unlikable, and she manipulated the fuck out of this guy.
And I think we're going to see a lot more of how horrible she is.
Yeah. And it's so funny too. Like Amy Archer, like really likes Madison. And somebody on Amy Archer's like Facebook group for Little Miss Recap wrote and goes, you do know you're the only podcast I was listening to that likes Madison. Mary Payne hates her. Keisha hates her. Jake hates her. Matt hates her. Everybody that's covering this hates Madison. Amy, you're the only one. She's like, I obviously have bad taste in people. I think David Koresh is my twin flame. She's like, I love, Robert Durst and, and she also loves one of the Menendez brothers. She's like, so I obviously have bad taste in people. So yeah, it's no shock that I like Madison.
No, not after you just explained it like that. Yeah, because Madison's fucking awful.
So I was telling Kate, I was like, no, you need to look at Lauren with a different set of eyes.
Yes, she does.
I said, you need to go back and see how she manipulated this guy.
I don't know how she didn't see that already.
She didn't see it. So, but I gave her something to think about. Okay. So he says, are you nervous about going back and like me talking to Molly? Because now he's trying to like, stick it to her because he knows she dated this other guy that he knows.
Yep.
He says, are you nervous about going back and like me talking to Molly? And she goes, are you nervous about talking to Molly? And he goes, well, it's just probably going to happen. And yeah, I've been thinking about it. And she's like, yeah.
Oh yeah. She didn't like that at all because she's still nervous about him seeing Molly.
Yeah. Because let me tell you something. If all of you out there are not following all these people on Instagram, Molly and Madison and Monica, apparently the three of them went to some sort of sexy boudoir photo shoot. They all went to the same place. Molly posted a bunch of the pictures from it. Then she posted 6 pictures. 4 of them are the exact same picture. So it's like you slide and the next one's different, slide back to the same. It's her. It's a side view. She's standing and bent over with her ass out, like, with like a finger in her mouth, like that. Oh. But it's like, picture her with her legs spread, in a chair. Oh. Side picture with the ass out. Picture of her like up against a wall, like fucking the wall. And then next slide, her with her ass out at the camera. It's awful. Molly.
I don't like that.
I wanted to like you, but also I realized looking at your Instagram, your bangs have been the same since the 80s. And no, it wasn't you got them cut too short before you came. You did that as a choice. No, girl.
Yeah. No. That's unfortunate because she needs to go get some clip-on bangs.
Madison's also out on Instagram trying to be like super funny and relatable. Like, oh my gosh, this is so cringy. I can't believe I said all that. Who says that on a day? Yes, she's just like acting like she's just like a girl's girl. They just can't believe she said all this stuff. I'm like, no, girl, you're not.
That's who you are. That is exactly who you are. And now you're trying to do a Bryn where you look so bad. Yep. Now you're trying to be like, I'm innocent. Look at me. I am a girl's girl. I support girls and this, and that. I do have a job. I
do have a job.
Yeah. Bryn was on there on Instagram trying to seem like she really does work. And I'm like, girl. it's too little too late. We don't care anymore. We don't
Trying
care.
to save your job, girl. Trying to
Yep.
save your job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we've reached the end of the episode. So now I'm going to tell you guys what the message was I got on Instagram. It's going to take me a second because I'm trying to remember if it is on my pink shade or if it is on. Nope, it is. Okay, here it is. Okay, it's on.
I can't wait to hear this.
Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. No, this is a girl who said she just listened to all 6 episodes. Fabulous job. Love it. Like da da da. Love listening to you.
Awesome.
Keisha, blah, blah, blah. Every time anybody sends me anything, I just send them the meme of Miley Cyrus on a wrecking ball. Okay. And then she's like, I cannot believe Amy Archer likes Madison.
That is crazy to me right there.
She says they love her and they love Lauren. Their take on Lauren is very different from yours. I'm going to have to listen to Matt and Poodle to break the tie. I was like, no.
Oh, boy.
And then she's like, the way Jake is breaking down Madison on this podcast. Okay. She says, I feel like I'm in a 48-hour fever dream. Okay. Let me listening to all these podcasts. Okay. Let me go back, double tap, go to Mary Payne, go to my notes. Okay. Okay. This girl's name is Karen. I won't say her last name.
Hi, Karen.
Boy. Hi, Karen. Boy, is Karen cute. Okay.
Hey, cute Karen. Cute with a K.
Okay. I want all you, before I read this, everybody, if you don't want to hear it, stop the podcast now. Because after we say this, the episode will be over. You're not going to miss anything if you don't want to hear spoilers or bad information about sweet baby Alex. Okay?
No, it's not about Alex.
It's about Alex.
Are you about to break my heart right now?
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm going to tell you, it's like this.
How could you do this to me? Question mark. How could you do
I don't
this
know.
to me?
I don't know if I want to know now.
Okay.
I want to know, but
okay. All right.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So if you don't want to know, stop the podcast here. We'll see you for episode 8. Okay. This is from Karen, and I'm saying this is alleged from Karen. This is Karen's opinion.
Okay.
Don't come at me. Okay. I can say what I want if I'm saying it is Karen's opinion, and this is alleged from what she's heard. These are not facts. Okay. Alex from Love is Blind. Word in the neighborhood and multiple sources online and in person that he loves underage girls.
Oh.
Allegedly gave music lessons in exchange for sexual favors.
From young girl. Okay, so like young girls like 18 or underage.
We need to know if we're talking 18 or if we're talking 14.
There's a difference.
Because
there's a huge, I mean, one of them is illegal for one.
Yep.
I mean, young girls, that's kind of like ew, but okay. But underage, that's completely different.
I'm about to look up these people's ages really quick. Love is Blind singles. Okay. Alex is 29. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So if when he was 28, he was dating an 18-year-old, it's still gross, but it's legal.
But
but we need
totally
to know.
Legal.
I haven't even gotten into it, but this is what it says. Okay.
Oh shit. There's more.
Oh, so much more. She says, Hugo is a great guy. And I wrote back, who is Hugo? I don't know him. And it's this guy.
Oh, okay. I remember seeing him in the pod.
He's a great guy. And so so I don't know Hugo. Okay. I live in the North Loop area across the street from the apartment called 365, which is where they lived. Okay. Several of my friends live in that building. I was at the Smack Shack restaurant where they were filming St. Patty's Day. So I guess they filmed a St. Patty's Day scene at this place.
Okay.
And my friends and I were at the bar watching them film the Talking Heads with the guys. Don't worry, I won't spoil it for you. But like Salt Lake, Minneapolis is a very small town. Everyone knows everyone knows everyone. And I said, who's Hugo? And that is not great news about Alex.
No.
Allegedly. So she showed the picture of Hugo and she says, Alex has been posted many times in the Are We Dating the Same Guy Minneapolis Facebook group. So, there's this Facebook group now where they say, are we dating the same guy? And they post a picture of the guy just to make, because if they have like an inkling, like I think he's dating other people. and they post it, and all the single ladies are on there like calling people out. So he has been posted many times in the Are We Dating the Same Guy? Alex.
Oh, Alex.
We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But hold on.
Okay.
Dating and being a person's girlfriend exclusively is different. So you're allowed to date around.
Right.
But if you're supposed to have a girlfriend.
Right. Agreed.
That makes it bad. 18 and older girlfriend.
A girlfriend that is of legal age. Okay.
Yeah.
So I wrote back and said, oh man, we never got to know Hugo. That sucks if he's such a great guy. And I don't like hearing this about Alex because he went through so much bullying as a kid and he seems so nice. Yeah. She puts a crying sign. Hugo is such a good guy. And then she says, I went to Edina High School, but I graduated back in 2000. Okay. Edina might not be the right way to say that. Ingrid gave me the scoop last night on Edina. Edina is super, super rich. It's like saying you go to Beverly Hills High School.
Gotcha. Okay.
Super rich area. And Ingrid said about Alex being really, really bullied. Yeah. If he was nerdy and went to Edina High School, yes, he was probably bullied badly because everyone is like super rich. Okay.
Well, he has to be super rich too if he went.
Well, there's like Beverly Hills High. There's a public high school. And then there's the private one, she says. Okay. So she says, I can't confirm if you went to Edina High School or if you went to one of the private schools. Edina, you guys, if I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. Edina has a horrible reputation for being known as cake eaters, rich kids throwing their money around. Google that term. There are several private schools that kids go to as well. That's why I can't say if you went to Edina or private school. Having escaped from Edina and moved on to better things, I 100% believe he was bullied if you went to Edina High School. Great education, but terrible to grow up if you're not rich or good looking.
Ooh,
then she says, I'll let you know if I hear any more tea from the neighborhood. Love your podcast. I recently upgraded my tier for selling Salt Lake and Love is Blind. I found you when you were filling in for Kim and Kyle and then started following Pain in the Pod and now Pink Shade. I love all your co-hosts, but I love Keisha the most.
Oh, thank you, Karen. Aw.
All right,
man, she's been following you from like the very start of your podcasting career.
Girl, 2018.
Wow.
I guess. Wow. Thank you, Karen, and thank you for that scoop. Keep it coming. We won't expose you. I'm sure there's a lot of people named Karen in Minneapolis. Nobody's going to come and get you. And again, all alleged. And if she says it's also online, it's probably something we can also find online about Alex. But I almost really just don't even want to know.
Okay, so I feel the same exact way. I don't even want to know. Now, if I'm going to keep with he's dating younger girls, not underage girls.
Okay. Also, so he, broke up with Madison. Mm-hmm. She's 28 and he's 29. Okay. So she's not like that much younger than him.
That's probably where he's like, you're not young enough for me.
If you're not between 18 and 21, I ain't interested.
I don't want none. I
got none of that.
No.
I would like, my dogs have not been at the groomer for 5 hours.
Okay, I'm feeling like you need to call the groomers.
And I just
see what's going on.
They're just
there. They go.
Okay, right. I'm gonna play the outro music. Here we go. Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.